founder of the Edo Shogunate was Ieyasu Tokugawa. He was able to unify the country in 1603, and by 1615 he was appointed as shogun. He was very clever in establishing a very strong centralized government. He gave fiefs to about 450 daimyo, or feudal lords, and he required them to come to the capital every other year and spend a year in residence in Edo, which was is Tokyo of today, and therefore they didn't have time to plot coup d'etats. It cost a lot of money to go back and forth to their fief and then come back to the capital. They were forced to keep very elaborate residences, and when they traveled, they would travel in groups, sometimes as high as 3,000 and 4,000. So we had to pay for all these people going to and from the capital in hotels, restaurants, and tea houses. He also insisted that they leave their wives and families in the capital of Edo virtually as hostages. So therefore there was no any sort of wish to rebel against the Edo shogunate. In the homes of the shoguns and the feudal lords, they often had beautiful wall murals along the walls, as well as folding screens which would partition off the various rooms. Often the screens were very beautifully done with gold leaf, and this helped, when the sun would shine in, it would help to illuminate the rooms. Some of these gold leaf screens are quite spectacular. We have several examples in the collection here from either the Tosa school, which was patronized by the imperial family in Kyoto, or the Kano school, which was patronized by the shogun and his various feudal lords. We actually have one screen which comes from Nijo Castle. Nijo Castle was used by the shogun when he went to visit the emperor in Kyoto. This particular screen was done by a very famous artist named Senraku Kano. Eventually this screen was sold in the early 20th century to the American architect Frank Lloyd Wright, and eventually found its way to our gallery in the 1990s. It is spectacular and has been recently repaired by the Cultural Institute in Tokyo. During the Edo period, there was a prohibition on using vehicles with wheels. You couldn't have horse carts. You could occasionally have ox carts, but the main modes of transportation were either by foot, horseback, or by the sedan chair or palanquin. We have a very nice palanquin here, which would have been used by the Shogun family. It has the Shogun crest, the Tokugawa crest on it. It probably would have been used by a princess when she was getting married, because there are two crests on it. Now this would probably be carried by anywhere from 4 to 6 men, and they would carry the person inside, and it's quite comfortable, and the latches at the front and the sides do close so you can have privacy. It's very beautifully made, it's of wood, and it is covered with lacquer.